Last night, I went to Citi Field. I got there at about 6:45. I experienced the Cadillac Club for the very first time. That's that club in right field that's like a speakeasy. And I walk in, and the first thing I see is a picture of that gentleman with the two different colored eyes, Max Scherzer. And I witnessed a freaking tribute video for Max Scherzer. And when you brought it up yesterday, I thought you were just being a trolly douche. And yet, it's exactly what the Mets did. They played a tribute video for Max Scherzer.
You better learn something and learn something quick. First of all, not everybody hates me. There's plenty of people that like me. Just ask my mother. I'm not out here spitting words into a microphone to troll you, Evan. I'm here to tell you sometimes some of you fan bases what you don't want to hear. And what is true is this is nothing new in sports now. Everybody gets a video like Oprah handing them out. You get a video, you get a video, you get a video. You brought up the James Harden thing and the Nets pulling that video yesterday. I mean, this is just sports now. The organizations don't care about what their fans think of the players. They want to take care of these players and take care of the agents because they all want to play nice with each other so that nobody feels disrespected, so that it helps somewhere down the line. Max Scherzer's agent brings in. It's all nonsense.
What annoyed me, though, last night was, and the crowd booed, which, I mean, that's not surprising. It was the first time I had ever booed Max Scherzer. I don't usually boo my own guys, but last night was the first time I booed.
First of all,
I booed the video.
Do not take bows that you're some kind of great fan, that it was the first time you booed Max Scherzer.
I don't boo my own guys.
You called him a mercenary piece of crap.
I did say that, yes.
So,
yes.
When you say, I never booed him, it was the first time I booed him, and acts like you treated him well, you literally said one of the worst things that's ever been uttered about Max Scherzer.
Oh, stop it. I'm not one to boo my own guys. That's just the way I've been. So when he walked off the mound against the Padres in the wild card game, I wasn't one of the 38,000 people booing him. I wasn't cheering him either. I was just letting it occur. I don't boo my own guys. That's just me. I've never done it as a fan. But when that video started playing, and I couldn't even see the video because I'm in this club, so you really can't see the big video screen. So I see like part of his body pitching.
Wow, great club. A little blind spot there?
There's a blind spot, yes. I just started booing really loudly because
mercenary piece of crap.
It was my honest reaction to it. And here's my other honest reaction to it. How could you, for a team that has Jacob deGrom, who has done so much for all of us, how does Max Scherzer get a tribute video before you ever put anything together for Jacob deGrom? Now, I get Jake's not there. We all understand that.
Yeah.
Well, still.
What do you
Play
mean
something. Give me the trailer. Give me the pre.
To make you feel good, he's not there. You do the videos when somebody's in the building.
It doesn't have to be the complete video. You can give me like a sneak peek. Hey, thank you, Jake. Here's 2014 through 2017. We'll save the last part for when you come back in 2025.
I honestly can't tell if you're trolling me now. That's
what do you
one of
mean?
the stupidest things I've ever heard. Jacob deGrom not in the building. The team that he signed with is, and you want a trailer of 3 years worth of Jacob deGrom
I would
highlights?
rather see a tribute to him than a tribute to Max Scherzer.
Bro, the Mets aren't disrespecting Jacob deGrom by giving Max Scherzer a video. Jacob deGrom will probably get a longer video, a big Jacob
in
deGrom.
2 years.
By the way, Jacob deGrom,
if he ever comes back,
probably gets his number retired.
Well, that is definitely on the table, and I wouldn't be against it.
In 2 years, when the Texas Rangers return, if Jacob deGrom is back and pitching,
I don't know if he's ever going to be back. I don't know if he's ever going to get that moment to have a tribute video. But I'd rather see a video for him.
You're going to get the tribute video then when he has his number retired. He wasn't in the building. They're not going to show a video and
what's the difference though? Why do we have to see Jacob's face as they're playing the tribute video? Like, why does that even matter?
Because you're honoring a guy for returning to Citi Field. He didn't return to Citi Field.
But the tribute video is for fans. It's not actually for the player. Like, Max Scherzer got booed, and he had that weird little grin on his face as the camera was up against him, and the crowd was booing him.
It's for both parties. It's not just for the fans. Because if it was just about the fans, then they wouldn't have given Max Scherzer a video last
But it should be about the fans. That's really what it's about. We're the ones in the building. We're the ones reacting to what we see on the screen.
The players in the building. It's the marriage of the two. The players and fans, when guys get let go, free agency traded, they don't have a chance to say goodbye. It's up to you as a fan on how you want to say goodbye when they return.
Right.
But there's no reason to show a Jacob deGrom video last time because the team he is not playing for currently is in town. That's
Just
ridiculous.
because Jake is not in the building doesn't mean we can't tribute what he did for this team while he was here.
How many goodbyes
Max
you wanna give
Scherzer
Jacob deGrom?
had the most overrated 3.02 ERA in the history of the franchise.
He can kiss my ass.
Max Scherzer had the most empty stats in the history of this franchise. No
Evan.
Met fan wants to thank Max Scherzer, and it's just another sign of disrespect that Jacob deGrom gets nothing as his team returns, but we need to play a 30-second, 90-second video for Max Scherzer?
Evan,
Give me a freaking break.
Evan,
I don't need to see it.
So if they show the video last night, then in 2 years, when the Rangers come back, if deGrom is back and he's pitching.
Nobody's going to remember the video from last night, so who cares if you play it twice?
Well, that was what I was going to say. So now you're going to play that twice. Yeah, first of all, you will definitely remember. You will remember 2 years that they didn't. And then you're going
I
to
don't remember every video they've played and not played.
And then on Jacob deGrom Day down the line, when he comes back and he has number time, I mean, how many times do you want to say goodbye?
Well, they haven't said goodbye once.
Because there's no need yet. They're going to say goodbye the first time he returns to the building.
So they're going to say goodbye to Jacob deGrom in 3 years when he returns?
Yes.
When it's old news, when he's been gone for 3 years?
Well, what if Texas didn't come to Citi Field this year and it was next year, and then he wasn't there? You wouldn't be doing it then either unless he was traveling with the team.
What do you mean?
You only are going to do it when he let's say it's just the way they're alternating this interleague.
The Rangers aren't coming back to Citi Field till 2025.
Right. So let's just say it was flip-flop. This year they were in Texas, and next year they came back.
Right.
Jacob deGrom might have been traveling with the team next year, and in which case you say goodbye.
Sure.
It just so happens that he's not coming back because of injury for a couple of years. He's not here. By the way, he also could be traveling with the team, and he's not, which is another
Look, I mean,
story.
Jacob deGrom had the choice to make the trip here just to react to the video,
And
I
he
guess.
didn't. And he didn't. So why should? And if he doesn't, and if he can't find the time to come up here for 3
Oh, don't
games,
pick on Jake. Like, he needed to get on a
hold on.
plane to come to New York City for a tribute video. They still
Evan,
could have
I'm not
played the
blaming
video and had us as fans react and say
what?
thank you to a guy we appreciate,
But what's
not
the
a guy in
time?
Max Scherzer that we don't appreciate.
This
Not
is
one Met fan in the
insanity.
building yesterday wanted to cheer or say thank you or goodbye to Max Scherzer. We want to
Mercenary
forget.
piece of crap.
We want to forget he was ever a Met. We want to kind of not remember the intricate details of Max Scherzer's Met tenure. We don't need to be reminded like we were last night.
But that's why what the Mets did yesterday was actually genius.
Well,
and
why
I
is it-
alluded to this yesterday.
What is genius about it?
Because it solves two problems. Now, in a small vacuum, does Max Scherzer deserve a video?
No.
But the Mets do the thing that every team now does. They give a tribute video to anybody who basically, farted for 5 minutes.
Dom
with an
Smith
organization.
got a tribute video
Yeah.
earlier this season.
Okay.
Eduardo Escobar got a tribute
It
video on
happens.
Friday night.
It happens. So they give him that video. But you know what else it did? It gave you and every Met fan who, for some reason, went to the game last night a chance to boo this mercenary piece of crap.
So they set it up just so we had a chance to boo
I
him?
think it's you said right last night they showed a close up of his face and he waved.
Yes.
All right. What do you think the Mets thought when they were going to show the close up? Do you think they thought he was going to get a
So
good
you think this
reaction?
is all set up for us to have a chance to boo him goodbye?
I think the Mets aren't idiots. The organization isn't idiots. They know, again, the good relationship thing. It's a big story if they don't give him a welcome back video. They do that.
But hold on, stop right
Max
there. Do you
Scherzer
really
is
think it's a story if the Mets decided not to play a video for Max Scherzer
Well,
last night?
define story.
It's not a story.
We would have discussed today that they didn't. Either way, it was going to be a story.
Oh, I
with us
don't.
today.
I don't think so. If they
After we talked
didn't,
about it yesterday, you don't think I would have said to you today, hey, did they play the video?
well, and I would have said no.
Okay, well, it
I don't think it
would
would have become a big story
We are
that they-
WFAN, by the way.
The story would have been the Mets didn't play Max Scherzer a tribute video.
And
That
we
wouldn't have
would've-
been a story.
and-
It only became a story because they did it.
Well,
That's the only reason.
They gave Escobar a video. You were just saying, Dom
right.
Smith the video.
Eduardo Escobar, Seth Lugo, Dom Smith. But when those guys got tribute videos, there was never a reaction to it. Most
Right.
people didn't even know about it. In fact, I don't think you knew about it till I just mentioned it.
So aren't you
did you
thankful?
know Dom Smith
No,
got a tribute video?
No, nor did I care. Max Scherzer's a bigger name. But aren't you thankful that you had the chance to boo him after the way he exited and what went down?
I'm thankful that I was in the building to witness it because otherwise it's like you hear they did a video
Yeah.
for him, but you didn't get to experience the emotions of seeing that there actually was a video for him.
It's
so I got to
sports today.
see it. It bothered me. I booed, and then I watched the Mets blow a lead. Well, I didn't see it because I left a few innings early because I felt sick. I'm a baby. But for a few innings, I was there.
Yeah,
And it was a great experience. Did you catch me on TV? Could have seen my face as DJ Stewart was making a running catch in
jeez.
right field last night.
By the way, keep an eye on if DJ Stewart gets sick in the next 3 days.
You think I got him sick?
Right
Right
through
close
that-
enough to me?
Right through that chain-linked fence.
Boy, that'd be a shame, wouldn't it? DJ's
Imagine.
on this tirade. He's been hitting home runs. He's trying to prove he's an everyday major leaguer.
Now that's a
and
story.
then talk show host gets him sick because he was coughing the entire game,
That's a story.
which I was. No tribute video for Travis Jankowski. He's on the Texas Rangers roster. How about
Come
no
on.
video for him?
You had a chance to boo a mercenary piece of
When
garbage.
did this start, by the way, with tribute videos? Because the first time I remember it being a controversy here on this radio station, the first time we ever got calls about it, and I defended the Knicks giving this guy a tribute video, was David Lee. David Lee was a good Knick. He was a popular Knick. He left as a free agent during that whole summer of LeBron.
He was an all-star with the Knicks.
He was fine, and he got a tribute video, and I remember there was some Knick fan saying, David Lee? We're giving David Lee a tribute video? And I didn't think it was that embarrassing. But over the last few years, the tribute video has gotten, I mean, you guys gave one to Aaron Hicks earlier this year, which was met with a chorus of boos.
Of course, it's what you do now. Look, they're not getting a monument. They're not getting a day. They're not getting a number retirement. A little 2-minute video where the team looks like they're taking care of a player that they might have respected, and the fans have a chance to boo a guy who they might have hated. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
What are you going to do when the Yankees give Aroldis Chapman a tribute video next year?
I'd boo him.
You'd boo him?
Yeah, great, boo him.
Kiss my fat ass!
Kiss my fat ass, right?
When Giancarlo Stanton comes back next year as a former Yankee, will you boo him? Will you give him a nice hand when he gets his tribute video?
But that it comes back next year as a former Yankee?
Yeah, after they buy him out and they send him out, to L.A. basically.
Wow, I might finally cheer Brian Cashman if that's the case.
Who doesn't get a tribute video? Like, where's the line now? Like, when Kyrie Irving
Everybody
comes back,
gets a
is he
video.
getting a tribute video? Like, Kevin Durant, by the way, I'm okay with. I can see why he would get a tribute video.
Dribble, fat, hump, poo-poo butt.
I believe Kyrie Irving will get a video.
Oh, God.
Now, remember this, Evan.
Oh, God.
Like it or not, and this has nothing to do with liking Kyrie Irving. Players, for whatever reason, in the NBA really like Kyrie Irving. And the Nets really like being attractive in Brooklyn to players.
So really the tribute video is to keep players happy?
Yeah, and I think
to
that-
keep agents happy, to
I
keep
do.
Max Scherzer
I
happy
do.
that the Mets treated him well on the way out?
Because every team does this. This isn't a Met thing. This isn't a Yankee thing. This isn't a Net or a Knick thing. Every team does this.
Well, the
And if
problem
you're the
is
team that's not doing it and you're an agent, don't go there. They don't respect
the
the
problem is we don't know who does it for whom. Like, the only reason I even know about Dom Smith and Seth Lugo and Eduardo Escobar is I happen to see it. I was there and I saw it and I was like, wow, they're giving a tribute video to Dom Smith? So unless you're at these games, you don't even know who teams are giving tribute videos for. And some of them would surprise you. Like the Dom Smith one did jump out at me as, really? Dom Smith is getting a tribute video?
Dude, it happened. in all the
Eduardo
sports.
Escobar is getting a tribute video?
I know you don't care about hockey. They did it for Kevin Shattenkirk, who was a big Ranger bust. I mean, it happens.
Why?
Because,
Like,
again,
when did this change for us where we just hand them out
Evan.
like candy?
Evan, baseball and football players and the jersey exchanges, it's all this wussification of sports. We have hatred as fans. That's why I love the Jet Giant stuff we've done with we're the only ones left hating each other. The players all love each other. The organizations love each other. It's all tied in together. This is what sports is now. It makes us sick. We as fans are the last bastion of hatred, and hate is good for our veins as sports fans. So you have to react to the videos and enjoy the fact that at least you're getting an outlet to boo, and it's your choice to boo, and you should.
Well, I did boo. I did that last night. Did it make me feel better? Not really. I was just more bothered by the whole thing.
Certainly didn't make you feel better because you're still coughing up a lung.
I'm still coughing up a
I'm a
lung.
baby.
I saw the Mets take the lead. Then I heard the Mets blow the lead. It was kind of just a brutal, brutal night. But Max Scherzer, when I think of him as a New York Met, I try to forget how bad he was this past season, how a big part of why the Mets had to sell off, a big part of why the Mets are playing irrelevant games in late August, early September, is that Max Scherzer, in every big moment, spit the bit. And that's the thing I try to forget about him. I mean, you could give me his numbers all day for what he did as a Met, and I thought the first part of last year he was fine till his last two starts against Atlanta and San Diego. It's the most empty 3.05 ERA in the history of the franchise. It's the most empty 20 wins and 9 losses record in the history of the franchise. And last night at Citi Field, the Mets felt compelled to say thank you. And what I don't understand is what we're thanking him for. What is the thank you for? The thank you for kicking us in the you-know-whats every time the Mets tried to get things going in 2023? What's the thank you for? The thank you
Being
for
a
saying
big
okay
reason,
to a trade to go to Texas so they could get Luis Angel Acuna back? Like, what is the thank you for? Because that was the message when the video was done. Thank you, Max. And while I understand that Jacob deGrom wasn't in the building and videos are there so that the player can see it too, it bothers me that Max Scherzer got a tribute video before the guy who deserves a thank you. So while, yes, him being there makes it nice, full circle stuff, as a Met fan, I want to say thank you to Jacob deGrom. I don't want to say a damn thing to Max Scherzer.
You're going to get your chance to say thank you to Jacob
In
deGrom.
2 years?
Well, it's not Scherzer's fault. But matter of fact, Scherzer doesn't okay the trade, probably, if deGrom's
Well,
not
first
hurt.
of all, I'm not blaming Max Scherzer for the tribute video he
But
got
the Mets shouldn't
and the
pull
lack
back
of it.
on giving him a video if they plan on it because deGrom couldn't be there last night. That's ridiculous.
Say that one more time.
The Mets shouldn't pull back on giving Scherzer the video with the thought, you know what, we're still going to give you one eventually, but we have to wait to give one to DeGrom, who happens to be on this
Doesn't
team
it
at the
feel
Travel.
dirty that Max Scherzer got a tribute video before Jacob DeGrom?
No, because DeGrom's
Am I
going to get his
crazy,
number retired.
Louie?
You got to say goodbye 15 times to him.
You are definitely not crazy. Even if you don't want to do one for Jake last night, you can't do one for Max before Jake. You have to honor Jake, the great Met, not the lousy Met, Max Scherzer.
You're going to honor him. He wasn't there. You can't honor ghosts.
But don't honor Max before DeGrom. That's tone deaf. You have no feel for
guys,
the
also,
fans.
DeGrom is also going to get way more than a video. You know what I mean? Like, it would almost be a slap for him only going to be. He's going to have his day. He's going to have his number, all that stuff. It's ridiculous for you guys to compare this video. Again, he wasn't there. You can't honor somebody who's not there.
The comparison is that DeGrom's in Texas, Max is in Texas, and I just witnessed a video for Scherzer and no mention of Jacob DeGrom.
Because he's not there. I mean, what am I? Who's on first?
Why does he have to be there?
Because he has to be. What are you going to show, the empty spot on the bench or the bullpen?
Well, you
there's a video?
You can give we wish him best on his recovery. Thank you, Jacob DeGrom. We wish him best on his recovery from Tommy John.
Am I losing my mind here? I wouldn't even.
Am I losing my mind? Maybe
mean,
I'm losing my mind. Maybe the sickness and the medicine and seeing Scherzer get a tribute video and lasting a few innings out of Met game. Maybe it's me, Sean. Maybe I'm losing my freaking mind. Maybe the fact that Max Scherzer got a video last night and I witnessed it and I saw it and I booed like an animal, which I never do. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
You are. The only thing I can compare it to, if Andy Pettitte got hurt in Houston and they were due to come back and he wasn't there, and let's just say Javi Vasquez was pitching for Houston, and the Yankees gave Javi Vasquez a video, my take today would not be, how do you give him a video before Andy Pettitte? Because a sane person would acknowledge that Andy Pettitte wasn't in the freaking building.
Right.
That's it.
So you agree with me? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm saying I understand being angry at the video.
Oh, you do understand me being angry at the video? Okay, thank you.
But the angle can't be, you got to give DeGrom one while he's not there. That's just idiotic.
The angle I have is that last night watching the Texas Rangers come to Citi Field, a team that employs DeGrom and employs Max Scherzer.
And has real World Series aspirations, unlike the team.
I would rather see a tribute for the guy that did something for my team that I have fond memories for than the guy who was the mercenary piece of crap who had the little smirk on his face as the video was playing. Even if Jake's not there, even if it's just a picture of Jake from the hospital bed when he had the Tommy John surgery, I'd rather see that than Max Scherzer's little smirk last night when he was giving his tribute video.
I think we're getting a hint on what Evan's porn collection looks like. My God, relax.
Which is what, by the way?
Jacob DeGrom.
It looks like such a kinky sex activity.
Jacob DeGrom in hospital beds.
Oh, jeez. We'll get your calls coming up, 877-337-6666. The latest on NFL Cutdown Day. It's a very strange day. Here's the way I would compare it for Sean. So today we cut down the rosters to 53. But then, based on who was placed on waivers and who was cut by other teams, we may change our mind. So it'd be like saying, all right, Sean, you're a part of Afternoon Drive.
Right.
But then 4 o'clock hits, and we see Jody McDonald is available, and then we get rid of you, and Jody takes over. You know what I mean?
Don't excite the listeners, Ev.
The rosters can change. So
can.
whatever that final 53 is at 4 o'clock, it ain't final. And that's what has to be a very depressing day if you're an NFL player today. You may be told you've made the New York Giants or you've made the New York Jets until you realize, that organization realizes, there may be somebody available left on waivers, and so you're gone in 24 hours.
But I think they tell those guys that made it. You made it, but again, things can change.
I mean, they told Mekhi Becton you're the starting right tackle for now.
Yeah,
which is always a great comfort level. Like, you're here for now.
You never want anybody getting too comfortable.
No, I understand.
Like it. I respect it.
Well, it just also means that today's a very overrated day. Like, the final 53s at 4 o'clock don't mean that much because it's going to change for a lot of teams.
But that
like, whatever
mean it's
that final.
overrated.
Oh, it's definitely overrated. The rosters are going to change. Whatever that final
Not
50.
drastically. 3 pieces. Last year, what? The Giants were one of the most. It was 4 pieces to change.
That's 4 pieces of 53. That's still not a final 53.
I mean, you know who's making the team. Basically, the only thing that matters is somebody you thought was going to make the team that gets cut. The final 4 you're not going to match.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like you
beforehand.
think you made the team, and then all of a sudden you realize, within the next 3 days, actually we changed our mind. We found a better corner on waivers. You're gone.
By the way,
Because look at some of the talent that's becoming available.
Yeah, Giants cut Tyree Phillips today. He could probably start left tackle for the Jets tomorrow.
Shut up. We got a healthy left tackle now, finally. Dwayne Brown is practicing today.
Oh, wow.
Which is a great positive step. So the Jets' offensive line is finally intact, and it's practicing, and now they've got 13 days to get it right against the Buffalo Bills that will not have Von Miller for the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to use our bullets here, too. Can we relax? Who thought Von Miller was playing week 1 to begin with?
I wasn't sure if he was playing, but it was certainly on the table. It wasn't ruled out completely. And now it is because he's going to start on the PUP list, so he can't play for the first 4 weeks.
And also, the Bills got bigger problems if they're that heavily relying on Von Miller this year, too.
Well, Von Miller, when he was on the field last year for the 11 weeks he played, can still get to the quarterback.
Absolutely.
And that is, as you've said, and I think most Jet fans agree, the biggest concern going into the start of the year is protecting Aaron Rodgers. And Von Miller not playing week 1 it's a good thing.
No, it's a good thing. But for the Bills, it should not be, he should not be your number 1 pass rusher if you have Super Bowl aspirations.
No, I don't think he is, but he's still a big help for this team. At 34 years old, he still has a little bit left in the tank.